You all know shareholders is going to be in the EXP world this year. Out of, why not? I mean, a lot of companies have canceled things. Weddings have been canceled. Graduations have been canceled. Corporate conventions have been canceled. We're able just to come into the world and do it virtually. And so pretty cool that we're able to continue to have our shareholders with no airfare costs, no hotel room costs, no event ticket costs, and there'll be all kinds of stuff in the world. Look at Stroup sporting that little, is that like a little beard? I would say goatee, but I think that's more than a goatee. What's up, Stroup?
What's up, Gove? Yeah, it's a beard, baby.
It's a beard. Fear the beard, man.
Fear the
Giants.
beard.
Was it the San Francisco Giants who started the whole fear the beard thing?
It was, I believe it was. I forget his name, but yeah, when they won that year back in 2000, what was it, 12 or 13?
Yeah, and that whole thing, that was fun. Fear the beard. Well, you looking good, baby. I like it. It looks kind of spiffy on you there, man.
That's so, right. I normally come in as you, so this is me.
I know. I love it. Everyone take a look at that. You're giving them a side profile. You're showing off your six-pack there, baby. So
quite what it is in the COVID. This is crazy.
I know. With our 9,000 calorie a day diet. Kathy and I got up this morning and my thighs hurt. We hiked the world this morning and we were like, oh yeah, we're bad. We're awesome. We stretched on bridges. I mean, it was awesome. We went so far and it was just, we just found everything we could and we just had a blast, push-ups, chin-ups, whatever. So, but here today, I thought we'd take a different turn and we would talk about what it was like for us when we started, but I'm going to interview you. I always get interviewed. How many of you clap your hands or unmute your mics and say something? Say I like pirates if you want to hear me interview Stroup, what it was like. Let me hear you. Unmute your mic.
Yeah.
Make it happen. All right. Make some noise. You guys I love that, Stroup. See, I told you I was right on this. They're so sick of hearing from me. It's not even funny. Okay,
come on, Stroup, let's build this thing.
I know. So I'm going to interview you. So when you first heard about EXP, what was it like? Where were you? What was the first time you ever had a little hint of EXP? What happened?
Well, you told the story a little bit, but for those who don't know it, I came into the office to pick up a check to go to the Ryder Cup. My buddy Ryan Moore was picked as the captain's pick, the last pick in the Ryder Cup in 2016. Came in and got a check, and Brent just quickly said, guess what? We might not be here when you get back, which I thought was a crazy statement. Didn't really think much of it because I was going on a pretty cool trip. I was like, what's he thinking of now? I'm not quite sure. But when I got back, it was funny. I worked all day. We worked all day like we do in the office together. And we got in at 8. We worked till 5. We worked on listings. We worked on, with our agents. And then at 5 p.m., he goes, I got something to show you. And he showed me the webinar. And I knew.
That's when you got back from the Ryder Cup, though, right?
Yeah, that's right. I got back like on that Monday. Yeah.
So let's slow down for a second. So when I said, hey, you go, have a great weekend. I go, I will, Stroup, but just know this, we may not be here Monday morning when you get back. Just a completely bizarre, out of left field statement to make to you, right?
It really was. And to be honest, you are such a leader and a driver, and we do this stuff together. And when you said it, I thought, well, that'll be a conversation in the future. That's not something I'm really thinking about now. I didn't really think much of it. But it's all connected.
Crazy. Right?
Yeah, it all connected though when I started watching that webinar, and then I was like, "Oh, that's what he's talking about."
So for everyone else, when he came back to get his check, I had just got done watching EXP Explained by Sheila Fairgeron and Rob Flick. They had me watch it, and I was just, my mind was blown. I was in shock. So he ran up to grab a check, and that's when I made the statement. I go, we were happy as could be. We were going to be nowhere, right?
Yep, that's true.
Awesome. Hold on one sec. Okay, so had to take care of something. I'm at home and had to say a little something. Anyway, so you saw the webinar. What were your thoughts after you saw the webinar for the first time?
Well, having known you for many years in your history and, us being friends and knowing your work history and what we do in real estate and really what you've created in real estate, I joined you only 5 years previous to that as your operations listing manager and had been in real estate for some time on your team back in Remax in the day with me and my wife, but she was primarily the real estate gal. And just knowing how much you had been an influencer and really loved on people through your 23, at that point, it was like 19 years of real estate. I knew, like you say, that this was our opportunity. This was our moment. And I knew right away, I had, like a lot of you in this audience, I had many questions that a lot of your folks always have. They're always pretty much the same questions. We had the same questions. And I knew that I had to go on a, fact-finding mission to really determine if this would fit for us. But I knew it was an amazing fit for us.
What were some of the questions you had, Stroup? Just rattle off 2 or 3 things that were crossing your mind once you watched that webinar.
Yeah, I think like most, if you see the webinar and you really get pinned in on the revenue share, I just wanted to know if it was real. I ground down on a lot of those math questions that a lot of people have as it relates to, okay, how many people do you bring in and what line and how does this work? How does the company get be solid?
I forgot about that.
I really had to ground down on that.
Compensation model for a while, a little bit. You're like, Gove, explain this to me again. Like, that was pretty funny. Now that you mentioned, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we forget, that if you're not used to a model such as this, you really forget, and you don't really see it. Some people, like you say, Brent, you got to see it 2 or 3 times. It's true because, you're bringing me back to that moment, and that's a lot of us. That's what we're doing. We're bringing people to that moment, and they don't quite understand it. If they don't see it, then they move on. If they really see it, it'll catch them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. And a lot of you know this, some of you don't. When I was 19, I was a dishwasher and a breakfast cook and going to college. And my dad drove up to a little college called Chico State, and he signed me up for Amway. Might as well have been IBM, Microsoft, Google, or Apple. The word Amway meant nothing to me. And he said, hey, they're biodegradable soap products, and you don't have to go to the grocery store. And you can tell all the students at Chico State, 18,000 of them to buy biodegradable products. It's good for the environment, and you can make money in your college professors. So I'm like, okay, Dad. And I went and signed up like 18 college professors and college students for Amway. None of them knew what Amway was either, but we found out what it was. But I actually did pretty well, if you can believe that, in that model. So I understood the concept of compounding. I understood what it was like to sponsor people and to have a group. So I maybe did have a little bit of a working knowledge. And then once I got out of that, I got into real estate. So I've done 2 things in my life, Amway and real estate. So Stroup, you would say to me, explain it to me again, Gove, explain it to me again. But then you did get it. And so
I think the other thing that really helped, and we teach this all the time, Gove, is getting people to events. Like you bought those tickets right away, and just so happened to that event, the EXP shareholders, which there were about 500, 600 agents and brokers across the country at that time, came to that event, and just meeting the people, talking, asking the questions, really seeing who was running it. I wanted to see who was running it. I had operational questions related to how it was run, who was kind of the people that were running it. And that was a big thing. If we were to hitch our horses to a new system, I needed to know who was running this thing. So that was one of my big things. And that was really the turning point for me. I went up to Gene Frederick's room, really saw the integrity and who they were and how they were doing it. They were doing it the right way, building people, creating a duplicatable system that everybody could win on. At that point, I knew, okay, we're in. It's all over.
In fact, that was the famous Rock the Comma party from the state of Texas. The state of Texas was going to go 997, 998, 999, 1,000. We're going to add a comma. So Gene Frederick and Rob Flick and Sheila Fairjean, my sponsor, the 3 and Scott Lewis. the entire Frederick organization, all the leaders fit in Gene's room, which was a king size bed, a door, and a bathroom. It was not like this presidential suite. It was a normal hotel room. We were jammed in there. There were probably 35 people jammed in that room. You couldn't move. And we all toasted sparkling apple cider, or it might have been sparkling champagne. I don't know what it was. I think it was Italian sparkling champagne with plastic glasses someone brought. We did a big toast to the Rock the Coma party for Texas. And so that was kind of cool. Isn't that funny, Stroup, that all of Gene's business fit in one room?
It is. That's amazing. Yeah. Right now he's probably, obviously got well over probably 12,000 folks. So that's pretty amazing.
So what would you say that Sheila, my sponsor, who kind of, now that you're a partner with me, I should say like our sponsor, you're partners together. What would you say Sheila and Rob and Gene did right in the beginning as we were investigating EXP? We're going, Gene, do we want to do this or not? Well, I was excited, but didn't want to mess up what we had. What do you think they did that they did right?
I think they really focused on the model and taught us how to. Somebody's got their mic open there. I'm not quite sure. Check your mics right now. But they really focused on helping us answer all our questions. They didn't try to overwhelm us, but they really created those moments of opportunity, kind of introduced us to the right people, and really started the train moving right away. We had enough momentum coming off of them helping us, and we continued that. We never stopped, and we haven't stopped to today. But that's what they did. They really put us in front of the right people. They really stayed engaged with us. They didn't just say, here's the model, now go for it. We were rather aggressive ourselves, and we asked all the questions, continued daily, but they really put us in front of the right people. That's probably what I'd say.
So, and you hit it in a way I was hoping you would hit it, but the way they did that is they got us to EXP's annual convention, and then that was the key. So for all of you in the room, August is the next big event, end of August. This is going to happen. Tony Robbins is going to be there the third day. We are going to have this meeting.
Rob, you could put that up.
Get what, James?
I was saying Rob could put that up on the screens.
It probably is. If you turn around, he's usually got it up there. I'm looking now. Nope. He had last Saturday's up on the screen. Maybe we'll pull that down and put up Texas there. The model explained. There's that. By the way, over here, if you look at this, Stroup, walk over here. This model explained with Brent Gove. They'll probably pull it down there. Then we told it to him, and it has. I do Tuesday. Hit my space bar. Let's see if I can move my head up. There we go. It's Tuesday at 12:30, Wednesday at 12:30, and Thursday at 12:30 Pacific, which is 3:30 Eastern. I'm live doing the model explain. Now we have a cool rollout model, and there's the meeting ID number on the right, and so you can check that out. Just type that in, make sure you have Zoom downloaded, and then send that meeting ID number out to your guests. And then I come on, we play the model explained, which is good. Normally I talk for an hour when I do it in person. It's cut down to 34. It's one of my best presentations I've ever done in my life. So you get to see a grand slam presentation. I'm not tired. Sometimes I do it tired, or I don't do it as good, or I get distracted. But I come on live at the end and interview one or two superstars around the nation. Last Thursday, I had Dawn Hobbs from Hobbs Herder, and I had Sheila Fairgeron, my sponsor, and it was amazing. What'd you think, Stroup? Pretty good?
Yeah, I thought everybody's doing an awesome job. It was amazing.
Good. And then I see in the presentation panel here, he put it up in the chat screen there. He's got the Tony Robbins leadership event. If you look at your presentation tool, it's right there. It's right behind me. I see it. It's also there, right? Okay, good. So back to this. So I think, come on over here, Stroup, back to the center. So I think getting us to events, write this down if you're making notes. Major decisions are made at major events. And you and I made that decision in Barry, our good dear friend Barry. We decided to do EXP after meeting Glenn Sanford and meeting Jason Gessing and meeting state brokers and all the right people. That would have never happened had we not been at that event. Agreed, Stroup?
Absolutely. It would not. I mean, we might have joined, but to the velocity and the strength of the belief system that we had, we would not have done what we have done. Definitely.
Yep. And then now we have momentum's hard to get and easy to lose.
Yep.
We hit the gas pedal, and I love Gene Frederick's saying he coined EXP, making real estate fun again. We've gone out of our way to do social events, to have movie nights, to take people golfing, to vacation together, to make EXP fun again. Because it could be a grind or it could be fun, but man, there's hope, there's joy. We've been having a blast for over 3 years now, but one thing we did right is A, we're having a blast. People love to join, people have fun. And B, we have not taken our foot off the gas pedal in over 3 years. We are cranking. Would you agree, Stroup?
Absolutely. I mean, we were already having fun in our little small, vicinity. I think EXP has created friendships across, obviously borders, and that's the amazing, the collaboration we talk about, but just, doing what we do, be who you are, do what you do, but now you can do it at a much greater velocity and much greater depth of, regions. We don't have regions now. There are no borders. So that's created a lot of fun. Relationships are where it's at. That's how we build. That's how you build. So creating those relationships and the ones that we've had. See, a lot of people think, well, how did you do so well? Well, Brent, you had such a wealth of investment in people over a long period of time. And then this put gasoline on those relationships and has created, and for everyone listening, you guys have that same opportunity. Those relationships, those investments that you poured into people, that's how you reap the reward here at EXP. So that's kind of what we did. I think when we came back, we really put the gas on. Now, a lot of people, and you say it, go, we still did 60, we did about 45 sides that year. I remember
I sold less on purpose, is what you're saying.
You sold less on purpose. However, we had to sell because we had a machine and we had bills to pay.
And we needed money.
Yeah. But I remember in that June of 2017, we sold like, I think 12 homes in 1 month, and we recruited nobody. And we were both exhausted from the work, but we were like shocked that we had not, really talked to that many people about EXP. So there is this transition point that you got to continue to sell. You got to continue to, do what you do. Just add this in addition to. So
it's funny you bring that up. I'd totally forgotten, Stroup. Yeah. I consider that month to be my greatest failure at EXP. What a colossal waste of time. Stroup, what do we earn today from the 12 homes I sold in June of 2017? How much do we earn today?
Well, today, if you extrapolate,
no.
You want me to tell them the number? What?
No, from the 12 homes we sold. What do we earn today?
From the 12 homes. All right, cool. Yeah, we earn nothing from that. I mean, maybe some of the clients have come back around at this point, but
nope, I tracked. We got nothing. So
we got nothing.
But referral, you still got to put the work in. Okay, someone gives you a client, then you got to work your butt off for that client. So the point is, we really have nothing to show for that. And it was the only month I was so busy selling that I didn't sponsor anyone. And it was my greatest failure. I regret June of 2017. Remember when it was over? I said, yeah, it's great. We got a ton of money coming in, but I so regret this month. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember. It was a lot of work.
Yep. So here's what I want to say to all of you. If you need the money, go sell 17 homes. Go do it. Do what it takes to pay your bills and to provide for your family. Do whatever it takes. If you got to door knock 100 homes a day, do whatever it takes. Woman up, man up, do what you got to do. I did not need to do 12, and I did 12. It was foolish. Do not set a goal to try to double your production this year unless you need the money for your family. What I would set a goal to is to figure out this agent attraction piece and get over your ego and start talking to people. The more people you talk to with purpose and passion and conviction and excitement, the more results you'll get. And if you're not getting results, you're probably boring. And so I've said it again and again. And so, we got almost 90 people in here this morning. It's great to see a great turnout. But I really want to encourage you. We just went nuts. We had so much fun. And yeah, I've been working at it for 20 years before I got it. And sure, it might be a little easier for me because I had a lot of people I could talk to. So you're not going to do it because of that? Well, now Brent's got everybody in Sacramento. Really? Because there's 10,000 agents here and we have like maybe 500. There's 9,500 that aren't. There's a tipping point coming. And so here's the deal, man. Quit arguing with yourself. The biggest battle you have is between your ears, those 6 inches. You could sell yourself on why you can't or why you should. What's Henry Ford say? A man or a woman is about as happy as they make up their mind to be. Make up your mind to be happy. The other famous saying, James, that Henry Ford has, and I love it, is if you think you can, you probably can. And if you think you can't, you're probably right. So it's really up to you. And like anything you ever set your mind to, you will figure it out if you decide to, but you got to check your precious ego at the door and you got to be on with it. And when someone's rude, move on. It doesn't happen that often, but it happens. Don't sit there and replay it in your head. Be like Maverick. Why'd they want him back up in that jet when he crashed? Because they need to shake it off. You need to get back in the groove and focus on your wins. And I love doing the golf thing because Stroup beats me in golf for sure. Definitely could beat me in golf. I just honestly, like he says the last time we played Grizzly Ranch, he beat me. I completely don't believe him, but he'll probably jump in right here and tell me that I beat you, Gove. And I honestly don't remember. I don't dwell on my losses. Is that a true statement, James?
Well, you spoke of Grizzly Ranch. See, Grizzly Ranch, we didn't play in 2019. So the last time we played it was August of 2018. And absolutely, we played 2 rounds. You won the first round. On the second round, I kicked your ass. So that's what happened.
See, I do not remember that. So my point is, if you lose, if you get beat, you get beat. Shake it off. Some of you are so freaked out because man, anyone who's successful, like Michael Jordan has made a lot of game buzzers. He's also missed many game buzzers, right, Stroup? I mean, what are some of the stats on that? The reason he's won so many game buzzer beating shots, he's probably got triple that he's missed, right? But nobody focuses on that. You just remember him as the GOAT, greatest of all time, buzzer beater, Michael Jordan. At least that's what I think. I probably messed it all up, but is that somewhat accurate?
Yeah. That's somewhat accurate.
Or it was Kobe. Maybe Kobe was the buzzer beater guy, but you get the idea. They both had a lot of game-winning shots, but they also had a lot of ones they missed. But you can't dwell on that, right, Stroup?
That's right. You can't. You got to just keep shooting, baby. Just keep shooting.
All right. Fun fact that nobody knows about you, Stroup. I was going to do this at the beginning, and I forgot to start off this way. We got 3 minutes left. Fun fact nobody knows about James Stroup. What is it?
Oh, you want me to give you one, or you're giving?
I'm asking you. Fun fact nobody knows about you. You rob a bank? Did you hike over the Swiss Alps? I want a fun fact.
Well, people might know this, but I married way over my head, so that's one fun fact.
Oh, that's for sure. How about the fact that you played college basketball and you were MVP?
I just want to say that. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's so humble. I would have told you that one for sure. But you're a humble man, Stroup. That's awesome.
Yeah, I played college basketball for Azusa Pacific, then went on to play for Portland Bible College and was MVP of the league that year in 1990. So that's a fun fact most people don't know.
All right. And James just asked me a fun fact none of you know about me, although he did, but I'm going to do it. Yeah. So in 1999, Hong Kong was going back to Chinese rule. They'd been under British rule for, 100 years. And so I flew to Hong Kong in 1999 with my pastor and 18 other friends. I think there were 19 of us. And I guess there'd be 17 other. And we smuggled thousands of Bibles into China because at the time, having a Bible in China was totally illegal and you could go to prison for having a Bible. So we sat there, 19 of us, and smuggled with briefcases, backpacks, sewn into suits, dresses, and we walked across the border, took train, plane, walked, boat, and we all went different ways, and we smuggled thousands of Bibles into China in 1999. That was fun. That was a crazy thing I did. If they caught you, they'd deport you to like Mongolia, man. That'll make your heart pound. So this EXP stuff is great. It's not that tough, and so that was my fun fact. I thought that was kind of cool, huh?
That was awesome, Gove.
And Stroop's like, yeah, it's real awesome. By the way, I
It
ended up in
is. I
Chengdu in
remember when you
central
did it. It
China.
was awesome.
And then we went to Lhasa, went to the Himalayas, and I hiked all the way to the Dalai Lama's palace. And I've been in the Dalai Lama's actual palace. And that was cool too. That's some fun facts. Well, I think that's it for this week, Stroop. We told everybody about the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 12:30 Pacific live webinars I'm doing. Get your guest there. Get someone on there. They're going great. Check it out. It's on tomorrow at 12:30. You've got the link up there. Register for Dallas. Get your ticket. Get your airline ticket and get your room. Again, if it gets canceled, you can use your flight another time. And but get your ticket before it sells out. Anything else we need to tell them, Stroup?
Yeah, I think that's good. Definitely, people. You need to what is the thing that creates growth? It is getting people to see the model. And like John just said in the chats, I read that we did that as well. Brent found an agent that had good energy, liked the transaction at the right moment. He would pivot on that transaction and just say, hey, I don't know if you noticed, but I've been at the EXP. You got a sec, check it out. He teaches that stuff all the time. I think when you're in transaction with people, when you're out, and your friends, anywhere and everywhere, look for opportunity. And like Brent teaches, don't be weird. Do it, respectfully. But he definitely look for opportunities that first year to pivot the conversation and create that opportunity. You guys can do this. We then create the opportunity with the virtual webinars. You can do that. Great stuff. Lastly, you should also attend Saturday mornings, 9 p.m. Pacific. We were built for this. We're having great guests, great momentum there. Go ahead and check us out on wewerebuiltforthis.live. It's called builtforthis.live, or we were built for this on Facebook.
Absolutely. And call your friends in real estate. Just check up on them. Do not mention EXP. Just check up on them. They might start talking to you about EXP. If they don't bring it up, don't you bring it up. Some of your people you just need to check in on with and put yourself on the path of progress. So great to see everyone today. It is 12:01 p.m. FaceTime somebody, call them, text them, send them a carrier pigeon message. It's up to you. So anyways, James, thanks for being my guest today. It was fun to hear your story.